Welcome back to the Thrive Podcast. I'm your host, Carissa, and I'm with my co-host.
I'm Danielle.
And today I just want to sort of get into the whole background of why we're doing this Thrive Podcast, what we're about, and just sort of give you a little insight on us and on the Thrive Podcast. Yeah. When we decided to do this, I thought, and the whole reason why it's called Thrive is because we want to encourage you. You're going to come from all walks of life. Mm-hmm. We're going to have all different kinds of people. Hopefully watch this and enjoy this. And I really just want you to be able to feel loved and encouraged and supported to thrive where you're at in life. And if you aren't really thinking about where your life is or where it's going or caring about that, I hope we can, maybe encourage you and give you some insight on sort of doing some different things to better yourself and better your life. Yeah. And at the end of the day, we're all different. My thriving is going to be different than her thriving, and just sort of encouraging you to thrive where you're at because we're in all different walks of life.
Yeah. Yeah. Just thriving. I'm like wanting to use another word.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good word, but there are other descriptive words that I want to use too. But yeah, thriving where you are and in what you do, and just being the best that you can in whatever, whether that be career, relationships.
It's like you're really doing something. You're going somewhere. It's your success. Yeah. In a way. Yeah. Just want to encourage people on this. Yeah. Because, we all you're going to have ups and downs in life. Yeah. I'm older than her, so Grandma's had a few more ups and downs. But, at one point, I remember I was working for a place that I thought I was going to be at for a good long time. Mm-hmm. And I came to a point, I was there probably 5 or 6 years, and I came to a point where I realized this just isn't for me. This isn't working. Yeah. I thought this is long term. And it came to a point where it evidently wasn't for me. Right. And the way some things went with that company, there was layoffs and things like that. And that definitely did happen for me. So at the same time that I was deciding, hey, don't think I'm going to keep going with this direction anymore, the layoff came. And then I sort of just threw myself into a spiral because I'm like, you know what? This is what I thought I was going to do for a long time. Yeah. And I'm like, I thought this was my purpose. I thought this is what I was going to do. And I sort of just had to stop and, just sort of rethink my whole situation, replan. But for a little while, I really got hung up on what is my purpose going to be? Mm-hmm. What am I going to do now? And I became depressed. I became so sad. Because I couldn't get myself to this place of, I was just hung up on the whole purpose thing.
It, where you're like, this is it. This is it.
Exactly. And I don't want to just go through life and just live. Mm-hmm. It's like we've said before, I don't want to just live and be alive and survive. Yeah. And so, that's the whole thing of this is I've definitely had, and that's not the only time. There's been more ups and downs. Definitely had some lower times in life, and I just think, man, I just want to encourage people because there are so many going through so much, and I just want you to whatever your low is, or maybe you're doing great, but you want to do more. Do you want to? What do you want to do with your life? Yeah. What do you want to pursue? Can you do some hobbies? Just different things. Just sort of look at different aspects of your life. Yeah. And I heard a great thing not too long ago. I think there was a guy giving a graduation speech or something, and he was a professor, and he told his students, he made them write like their eulogy for when they were, for their funeral one day. And it was just so interesting to hear that perspective. Like, if I had to write my own eulogy, what would I have wanted to accomplish? What do I want said? What
makes you think?
It does really sort of put things in a perspective. I thought that was so interesting and so good because for me, I don't want to just live and go through life. No. I do want to accomplish things. I want to, and I don't have a college degree. Mm-hmm. I don't. But for where I'm at in life, I've had to work hard. I've had to do things, but I'm in a good place, but I want to do more.
Yeah.
And I don't want to just stay where I'm at. And I think for anybody, if you feel a little lost, maybe you don't have a degree, but I don't think you have to.
No,
I'm all for degrees.
No, you do
I'm
not.
all for it.
Yeah, yes.
There are good things. They can get you places.
Yeah.
And so, I'm definitely all for it. And get it. Go after it.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do in life.
Yeah.
Don't stop. But if you don't, and you're sort of at that place where you feel a little stuck and like, okay,
also,
am I just doing McDonald's the rest of my life? Nothing against that.
No. If you work at McDonald's, we're fine. We support you. Thanks for the fries. Also, like with the degree thing, that was like even when I was a senior in high school, I didn't. I had a plan and an idea of what I wanted to do, but the way that my life was at the time, I wasn't really able to pour into my plan for my future. And so by the time I graduated, people are like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you going to school? Are you in a relationship?" That's like a big thing. And it's always like you've got to have something, because if you don't have this, then you're not going to be this. Then you're not going to do this. You're not going to be successable if you don't have this and this and this and this. And I'm like,
so many voices,
so many. I'm like, I don't need your opinion. I didn't ask for it. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that was a really hard thing. It's just, okay, no, I don't think I have to have a degree, especially for what I want to do with my life. But just also explaining that to people was a hard thing, because they themselves, some of those people.
Uh-oh. It's getting real.
I put the hand on the hip.
Got the finger out.
The hand on the hip and the finger. Okay. Some of those people
Some don't
were okay. They were the people that didn't go to college. Now I get it. Like, I get how people are like, I wish I had gone to college. Okay, I wish, like, for you, yes.
Yeah.
But that's not my thing. At least not in this season in my life. It's not what I'm supposed to do. And the way things
Who's paying for it? Are you going to go into a lot of debt for it?
Okay. Are you going to give me the check? Because I'll take it. Okay. But that's what I was trying to get to, is like, even if you don't know what you want to do, maybe college is a thing where you can get some direction and you're like, okay, I do like this. So I want to pursue studying this or whatever. And you could see yourself in that. It may be that situation, but also you don't want to waste all this money and then have a degree that you're not going to use. I know so many people in our arena of life that have graduated from a college and their degree is completely useless to them, and they're not doing anything related to what their degree was, And so there's a other side of that. It's just like,
that's my husband. He went and got his degree, from when he was living in California. Mm-hmm. Thank goodness for the military. Helped him through with that. But he does not use his degree.
Yeah.
I mean, on a daily basis, he has a totally different job now. Mm-hmm. And he does great at what he's doing and what he's managing, but it has nothing to do with all that time spent. And that's not a waste. He can definitely use that degree and maybe for a hobby or things like that. But that's just not how it ended up right now.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
He did good. He put the time
There are
in.
plenty of successful people. Both of my brothers started businesses when they were 19 years old, and they like skyrocketed. And they were very successful in what they did. My older brother does not currently have his business my oldest brother doesn't currently have his business anymore, but my other brother does, and it is booming, booming. And he did not go to a year of college. He read books and educated himself in other ways and looked for mentors and things like that. So all that to say, college does not have to be a big thing. And I didn't mean to go on a whole rant about college. I mean, if college is a thing for you and if it is required for the field that you are wanting to go into, please do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Learn.
100%.
And if you're not, either way, you need to be learning. So whether you're in college or not, you're going to be learning, or you need to be wanting to learn. So about whatever it is.
And to get places in life, it's going to be hard work no matter what.
Yeah.
You can't just not go to college and then expect to, unless you're a YouTuber and you become successful.
Yeah, guys.
Then
you guys are killing it. Okay.
They are killing it.
The secrets. Okay. Because I'm trying to be where you are. Okay.
I love, we have a little calendar here with quotes, and this one says, "Don't wait. The time will never be just right." And I love that because it's like, how many times do we say, well, I just got to wait. I'm waiting on the timing for the timing's not right. I need this and this and this to happen in order to do this and accomplish this in life. Or, and I could take this podcast, for instance. You know, I know we're just starting, but had I waited for all these things to fall in place and just put it off, it's easy. I think I have tended to be a person that at times definitely try to push things off because that is the easy way out.
It is the easy way.
You know,
but something good doesn't come out of something that's easy most of the time.
That's true. That's
you have
true.
it is hard work, and it is always very painful, or you're sacrificing, or you're poor, you know, whatever, for a good thing, you know.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's work.
It is. It
does not come easy.
No, nothing comes easy. Anything you're
and that's the point of growing.
Right. Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you want to grow. You want to be open, a little more open-minded to doing something different. It's funny if you can have a little bit more, back to that open-mindedness of, you might do something that you never would have thought of. And if you were to ask me, you know, like, oh, well, what's your skills and talents? And I'm like, well, I like people. I don't really think of myself. You evaluate what are your skills and talents. I don't just come out with like having these all natural skills and things like that. But be open-minded and find something. I do, and that's sort of where this podcast idea came into play. I like making videos. It's been a long time since I've done it, but
we'll get back with that. Don't you worry.
Yeah, don't worry. I'd love to entertain the people.
Okay.
So yeah, but just be a little more open-minded and think of things that you might be able to just sort of take and run with.
Yeah.
And I enjoy, you know, I've never, it's been just till recently, the last couple of years, that I've really gotten to YouTube, watching videos, and I've really thought it was very interesting, these people that get out there and they make over a bus, and then they go live in it, or a van, and they're just so crafty. And I'm not necessarily crafty. But I'm like, that would be cool to do one day. You know, maybe a little hobby here. Find hobbies that you enjoy. I love taking pictures. Yeah. I'm not a photographer. By any means, but I enjoy video. I enjoy photography and things like that. And stay busy. Are you bored at home? You know, there's things
like
that
a commercial. Are you bored at home?
We got the thing for you. Our product. Wait till we have merch.
Yes.
We'll be plugging
you
the
already
merch.
know. Okay, all the advertisements.
Yeah.
Unpaid.
Yeah. But all that goes back to say, like, don't wait till you think you have to have a million ducks in a row. Well,
that's my thing. Ducks. Like, being young and living on my own and everything, I have, and just with my life story, I am like, okay, maybe this will change when I'm married. That's always been a big thing for me, is because I'm the only normal person in my area of life, and I'm trying to like be careful. You know, I don't want to I love my people, and there's issues. People have issues, and so that's how it is. Like, my life has issues. But anyways, so I was like, oh, okay, well, this situation with my family, or this situation with my friends, or this situation with my work, or my living situation is going to be fixed when I get married. And now it's just, I'm coming to a place, I'm working my way there. I'm not there completely. I'm still, and I think those things might, having somebody else in the picture, or having a different job, or whatever it is, having more money, having more time, whatever it is for you. I mean, because those things are for me as well, but it can be something totally different for you. But having that one thing that you have this said, this is going to change everything. Okay, most likely it's not going to, because I thought moving out was going to change and it didn't. Okay, let me just tell you, okay, that it did not.
But why didn't it change?
Because that's what I was like putting all my money on, was like, this is going to be the one thing that changed, and it didn't because of my perspective, but just because the situation and the people around me look at it differently than me. And so they're not seeing, oh, she's a big girl, she's living on her own. I'm still a daughter, I'm still a sister, I'm still the youngest. And so they're still looking at me from how they have always looked at me.
Sure.
Or, and I'm applying that to my situation, and that whatever it is for you, it can be something completely different, because most of you, I'm sure, are not living on your own at 20 with a house, and no parents around or anything, But that's the thing. Like I'm trying not to put all my hope into this one thing that's going to change everything. Cause I mean, overall, I cannot depend on other people to be, that's my big thing. Other people to be my one thing that changes everything. Because this is a situation between me and this other person, or me and this thing, that because another like a husband would be coming in the picture does not mean everything is going to be healed overnight. It doesn't happen like that.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. And that makes sense. Realistically, we're not going to win the lottery.
No.
Can't just get rich overnight.
I can give you a fake check.
Yeah. No one's going to win the lottery here, or we're not all going to be rich and famous. No. It just doesn't come that easy. No. Now, I will tell you, I always wished that I could sing. I would love to entertain
Madonna.
The people. Yeah.
Madonna.
But
like
I could have voice lessons for days. And this, now
vocal cords ain't having it. Okay.
I've been called the American Adele, but it's just never going to happen.
It's not. Yeah.
But
it's okay.
But what can happen is I can take where I'm at and I can try to improve and just keep taking steps forward.
Yeah.
And create new goals, create new dreams.
Yeah.
If you're at a stopping point where you're like, things just sort of bottomed out for you, reconsider your situation. Keep going forward, keep going after it.
Yeah.
And make new goals, make new dreams, and go after it. Go for what you want.
Yeah.
As you can do it.
That's where I'm bringing it back to my brother, where he inspired me. He owns this company, and he is not doing anything, like he's got a ton of guys under him doing the work, where he started off doing the work and he was the only one, for a long time. And there were times where it was like, oh my gosh, why isn't this like picking up more? Sure. I mean, like I have a good personality, like you have these good qualities and you're like, why isn't this working?
Yeah.
And it really does just take consistency and, persistence in that, dedication and just really wanting it from like the bottom of your heart, like wanting it, because if you don't want it, it's not gonna happen. Okay. No. So just having that desire to drive everything, and then being consistent with what you're doing and being persistent and all of that with how you're doing things, with who you're speaking to, with however you're trying to reach the goal. And then that's when things and that's the hardest part, is just waiting, and patience is so hard. It's so hard. And I know it's a big thing for really every human. It's just we want it now.
We do want it now,
and it doesn't happen like
we're so fast paced.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And how we live, how the world sort of works around us. We want it yesterday,
and we compare it to other people, because we're like, okay, yeah, I see that they have it. Why don't I get to have it? It's they to have,
Yeah.
So yeah.
And life just isn't fair sometimes. No. As cliche as that sounds.
A fair is a place where you ride rides. Okay. Stop. Oh, man, that's what my teacher used to say to me. I was like, okay, thanks. Great. Thank you.
Real motivational.
A little bit. Thank you. Appreciate that.
It. But keep going forward.
Yeah.
Don't look back, because that's not the direction you're going.
No, it's not. Mm-mm. It is not. Oh, man.
Keep driving. You can do it. And
do it.
And we just want to encourage you.
Yeah.
You know, support you. You don't feel, if you're not feeling that from the people that surround you, you know, and the other thing, you were talking earlier, it gave me a thought though about who you're living for in a way. I think sometimes we make our decisions and decide what we're going to do in life based on the other people around us. Well-meaning people a lot of times, but
important people.
But but what is in your core? What is in you? Like what everyone is so, and I think that's a beautiful thing about life is everyone is so different and unique. But what do you have in you?
Yeah.
You know, only you're going to know
really
that.
Good thought. Yeah. I like that. Because it's very hard, especially, I mean, for me, but for a lot of people, because I've said previously, everything is always attached to something that's happened in the past. And so for me, I'm not rebelling against anything that my family has taught me or how I've been raised, but it is finding that I am not them. And so I don't have to live lined up with exactly what they do and what they say. So it's just finding a balance of, you know, being honoring and respecting who and what who I've been taught by and what I've been taught, but also knowing that maybe this does not work for me, or I have a completely different situation. I had a completely different life. I am a completely different person, personality, thoughts, everything that I do is so different. And so there are some things that don't apply. And so, yes, living for yourself, figuring out what it is that you need to do to make it work. And it can be so different, and you can get a lot of hate. You can, and that's just part of it. And I hate that humans.
I hate the hate.
I hate the hate. But it is part of it, and that's a hard thing to navigate. Maybe we can talk about that at some point too. But
a lot of times, well-meaning family members, friends, you know, maybe distant friends or whatever, they mean well, and they are trying to look out for your well-being. And you know, there's always, you're gonna have to discern between the wisdom.
And again, we've said this before. You have those main people that you're like, I need and want their opinions, and I need their guidance. And then there are those other people where it's like, this is as far as we go. I will love you, and I will be with you, whatever. But our relationship cannot go further than this point. I'm not. And then just laying that out and speaking that out to them in a respectful, honorable way is also a big part of it. You have to handle that in the right way as well. So,
don't let all the voices overwhelm you. Even ours. At the end of the day, this is our opinion.
Or people you don't know, so it's fine.
This is our opinion. You take it for what you want. You can have yours, and you know, it's sort of. I know I'm going off here a little bit, but sort of like healthcare. No medical professional agrees. You know, there's some that do, some don't. I've seen it all the time working for one. You see other medical professionals not agree, disagree, and I think that's. Everyone should be able to have their own opinion. And that's what's great about living here. And you have that freedom. So anyway, definitely. I know we're getting off a little bit, but that's okay. So welcome to Thrive. We want you to thrive. I know. We'll come up with our other words. Prosper, be successful. Be the best you that you can be. Because whether or not you can feel it now, depending on the place you are in life, there is a better version of you, and better yourself. Keep going. Get after it, because you can do it.
You can.
So
you're worth it.
I'm worth it. Thank you for joining us. Thrive on.
Bye.
Bye.
Honey, everything you need